Hi, it's Kathy from Fieldwork Connections, and I want to share with you some of the reasons why I love geography. I've always loved science, and I've always had a lot of questions, especially about the natural world. And science can answer quite a lot of those questions, but not all of them. In geography, it's not just understanding the natural processes and the world around us, but it's then looking at it through a human lens and seeing how humans impact the environment, and then also how we can move forward and manage it. Geographical inquiry is a really good way to try and answer some of those questions that we see in the world all around us. And what better way to answer those questions than to get outside, look at some real world examples and do some field work. I found the creek and it's flowing, and I can make so many observations while I'm down here, and then they lead in to thinking about questions and why. So to start with, we can see that yes, it's flowing. There's actually quite a lot of water coming down through here, and on the surface of the water there's a little bit of some aeration and some bubbles, but also the colour of the water, it's quite dark. So we can see here in this pool off to the side, the water is a dark brown, almost a black. It's very murky. It's what we would call turbid. There's lots of sediment in it. So that kind of observation then leads me to the question of why is this so murky? Where has that come from? What is stirring up all this sediment? Is it coming down the catchment? They are all the kind of geographical questions that start ticking through my brain. We can make the visual observation that the creek water is murky, but if we want to make this a little bit more fieldworky, we can take some data using our water probe. So I've set it onto turbidity, or actually it's not turbidity, I've set it onto total dissolved solids. It's related, but it's a little bit different. So I just need to find somewhere to safely access this pond. Here we go, on the edge here. Oh, actually, there's lots of little tadpoles in here. Be too bad. I'm going to just hold the probe in the water, and you can see it's measuring there. It's hard to see with the sunlight. Parts per million is what we measure our total dissolved solids in. It's measuring up around 170, 180. So I've looked it up, and freshwater creeks have a range between 50 to 250 parts per million for total dissolved solids. So it's within range, but it's still not telling me why this creek is murky. And that's when I bring in my geographical knowledge. So I know that we are in an urban catchment. Even though there is a beautiful creek running through it, I know that there are suburbs around us. I also know that there was a very large storm here last night. And so when you have a period of no rain for several weeks, you get a lot of tyre rubber building up on the roads. And then when you get a big downpour and that first flush of rain that comes down the stormwater drains and then makes its way down into the creek, that is what is potentially bringing this sediment down into the creek. So science can answer some of our questions, but geography brings us to that next level of understanding. And you know what? It doesn't end there, because we might know that the creek is murky and it's because of the tyres on the road, but what are we going to do about it? Thinking about not just the physical world, but then we can bring in more urban geographies as well, and thinking about how maybe councils, Sydney Water, who knows, different perspectives. So there's just so much you can then use and go to from here. So keep asking questions, keep making those observations, and keep loving geography.